Welcome. Welcome to Life After Work. I'm your host, Dr. Clark Gaither. Life After Work is the source, the tool, the solution for redesigning and transforming your life when your life's work, for whatever reason, has come to an end. If you've ever flown on a plane before, then you are already all too familiar with the departure lounge. Turns out most people in the United States have flown before. A full 90% of the population has flown on at least one commercial flight, so most people are familiar with the departure lounge. You know, those areas with rows upon rows upon rows of seats where you sit waiting to board your flight. There's little to do while you're waiting in the departure lounge, so you sit and you wait, and you wait, and you sit. For lack of anything better to do, you engage in a critical review of each and every person who walks past you on their way to their departure lounge. You ask yourself, why is she wearing high heels when you have to walk a 5K to your gate from anywhere in the airport? Why is he riding the complimentary transport vehicle when I'm older than he is and he looks much fitter than me? Why is that 30-something woman wearing pajamas? Oh my God, is that man wearing a leisure suit from the 70s? That crying baby, they'll be sitting behind me for sure. No doubt, guaranteed. Those are just some of the things you might see while waiting in the departure lounge. In the departure lounge, you get monumentally bored waiting to board. Yet, you don't dare leave your seat. Somebody might take it. You might lose it. Not only are people sitting in the departure lounge, they're also standing for the privilege of waiting in the departure lounge. After a while, you decide, I think I'm hungry. Even though you ate something about 47 minutes ago, you decide a Cinnabon sounds like a good idea. And so you get one, only to regret eating it, but only after the last bite. And you think to yourself, I'll do better tomorrow. You always wish you were somewhere else other than the departure lounge. You hope the time will pass quickly, but it doesn't. You ask yourself, why is this the way that it is? Is there not a better way? So you take a nap. Although you didn't intend to take a nap, with your mouth open and drool down the front of your shirt. You decide to go to the bathroom to take a break from the sitting and the waiting. Asking a total stranger seated next to you to watch your stuff. Yeah, that's got to be safer. You go to the bathroom 3 separate times, but once was just to wipe the drool off your shirt. You hear a voice over the loudspeaker. Your hopes soar. You expect an announcement for boarding your flight, but instead, your hopes are dashed on the rocks of despair. You hear the disturbing news with benign resignation. Your flight is delayed. You will be waiting in the departure lounge longer than you had expected. You think maybe I'll go to the bathroom again, or take another nap, but this time with my mouth closed, or eat something different. I mean, it's been at least 17 minutes since I ate something. A fruit smoothie sounds good. which is what you're calling a coconut ice cream milkshake nowadays. Or maybe I'll have one of those big twisted dough ropes called a pretzel. Yeah, that sounds good. Unfortunately, what I have described to you, occupying the departure lounge at the airport, is 100% translatable to the lives of millions and millions of people after their work has come to an end. Whether by way of a planned retirement, becoming obsolete, or forced ending of a career or job, there is a different sort of departure lounge people ultimately gravitate toward after they stop working. There is a general lack of understanding that many who stop working often lose their sense of purpose, their sense of fulfillment, and the personal connections they once held dear. The majority of people who make grandiose plans of what they will do after retirement never really fully realize them unless they are very driven internally and very intentional with their time. Many will say, I'll start a regular program of exercise, pick up a new hobby, travel extensively, learn to play an instrument, visit with friends and family, become an entrepreneur, and so on and so on. They may do these things for a while, but without any grander sense of purpose, the luster of these diversions wears off after a while, and they just become temporary distractions. Those who don't plan at all what they will do after their work ends have even worse outcomes: social isolation, deteriorating health, mounting anxiety and depression, a grave sense of loneliness. The end-of-life departure lounge may begin to look like this after your work comes to an end. You wake up and think to yourself, or discuss with others, what you will have for breakfast. At breakfast, you think to yourself, or discuss with others, what you will have for lunch. At lunch, you think to yourself, or discuss with others, what you will have for supper. Ironically, you think maybe it's too soon to think about breakfast tomorrow because, I might change my mind between now and then. Then there's the yard work, the laundry, the home repairs, the washing of the car, the endless errands, or perhaps the doctor's appointments. There are the socials, the movies, the board games, the pickleball tournaments. There are the non-participatory TV sports. There are the golf outings where the Bloody Marys start being mixed around 8 a.m. Each night after dinner, you only look forward to sitting and watching your favorite shows on TV or your favorite series. There's always that new series to watch on the pay channels. You sit and you watch and you sit. You can't believe how unbelievably bad TV has gotten, but you continue to watch every night because you don't know what else to do. You nod off a few times, refusing to go to bed. Your absolute must-watch TV shows coming up, and you don't want to miss that. While you sit and watch and sit, you drink lots of fluids because you've heard that's good for you. Yes, you go to the bathroom several times, but to be fair, once was to wipe the drool off your shirt from when you fell asleep with your mouth open. You think maybe I'm low on energy and need a snack because everyone knows sitting and watching TV requires a lot of energy. Besides, it's been almost 47 minutes since I had something to eat. So you get some ice cream from the fridge. You feel guilty after eating it, but only after the last bite. You promise yourself, I'll do better tomorrow. You're quick to agree that eating has become one of the most important activities in your life. And still, it's puzzling to explain why you find it so difficult to regulate your weight. You end up staying up later and later and later each night, watching TV or working on your computer. You get up later and later over the following days, weeks, and months. You used to be an early riser, but now breakfast has really turned into brunch. Every day is virtually the same as the one before. You think about the movie Groundhog Day often. Life is dull, it's boring, but you don't dare change it. It's familiar and comfortable, and change has become kind of scary. You settle into a comfortable misery. You sometimes ask yourself, why is this the way that it is? Is there not something better? If this sounds like you, you have entered the departure lounge to your final destination. You've taken a seat, and you've begun to wonder, when will the wait end? I have an announcement to make. It doesn't have to be this way. There is a different way, a better way to depart from this departure lounge. More on that in part 2. Until next time. There are the non-participatory